The law offices of Ron Scholes presents Miller on Sports, the only sports show that keeps you glued to your seat. Everything else is just talk. Now, here's your host, Richard Miller.
Oh, it's another beautiful, wonderful day to be alive in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome on in. This is Miller on Sports right here on Talk Radio 600 WBOB. Always brought to you by the law offices of Ron Scholes, a law firm of military veterans fighting for you. Check them out at youhurtwefight.com. Isn't technology great nowadays? And there's something called the TV box I've heard as well. Our next guest every Thursday at 1:35, she joins us. Tracy.com from Action News. Find her blog at fox30jax.com. Are you ready for the weekend? And she's on TV. On the TV box, 7:45 a.m. Friday mornings. Are you ready for the weekend? How you doing, Tracy?
I'm doing great. I do have to correct one thing that you said before the break, though.
Okay.
I don't anchor on the weekend. I think what you saw was a post where I said I'm going to be on the desk.
Oh, okay.
And that just meant that I got to be at the desk. I was sort of a guest, if you will.
Okay, so there's one desk and there's so many titles. I don't get it in TV. Yeah, with radio, it's very clear-cut what people do. With TV, you got titles and you got makeup artists and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun.
The myths that Richard Miller believes. I love it.
I know. Well, Tracy, I forgot to ask you last week and the week before we get into Are You Ready for the Weekend, do you have any good stories or background information on TV? Any funny anecdotes?
Yeah, I do. There is a sort of, what would you call it, a smoke and mirrors kind of thing, if you will.
Okay.
That occasionally it appears that you're watching me do something live, but I'll give you a perfect example of this. The segment that aired last night, which was an awesome segment, they had actually taped that the night before, but couldn't fit it into the time frame that we had in that half-an-hour section of the news.
Mm-hmm.
So it ran last night. So fortunately, all I kept thinking was, people are going to think that I wore the same clothes like 2 nights in a row. Because I did have a segment that aired on Tuesday night, and I got really lucky because I had put on a jacket for one of the segments and taken the jacket off because it was on the beach for another segment. So I got away with it.
Oh, gosh, that's too funny, Tracy. I do remember when I was doing a little bit of TV at UNF years back, and we filmed a few segments out at the high school that's being built over at 9A in Bay Meadows. It was just in the talks, it was early stages, and my cameraman says, okay, let's do one without your jacket. And we switch back a few times, and we go back and we're about to cut everything and whatnot. There's one where I have no tie and no jacket. There's one where I have a tie and a jacket. Well, we couldn't piece everything together because I've missing clothing and there's no tie. My hair is out of whack. It was a mess. So TV, I understand where you're coming from there.
Okay, I know that you have never seen Pretty Woman because you and I have discussed this before.
We have.
But if you ever get the chance to see it, you have to look at the series of segments of when they first meet and they're in Richard Gere's hotel room, because that every single time they go back to him, it's the same exact thing that you were just talking about. It's hilarious.
Well, I'll have to check it out. Maybe find it on YouTube. Just find that scene and that's it, because I don't.
Oh, okay.
All right. Maybe we can hang out and watch Pretty Woman. Is that
okay? That sounds good.
All right. Okay, that sounds good. Well, Tracy, what do we have going on this weekend?
Well, let's see. On Saturday, we've got, I should say the Boys of Summer. Let's talk sports real fast.
Let's do it.
Because after all, this is a sports show.
It is.
Call me crazy. So the Boys of Summer are in town all weekend long looking to burn the biscuits. Of course, that's a team they're playing.
I got it. That was good, Tracy. That was good.
Thank you. Of course, tonight is Family Fireworks. They've got promotions all weekend long, including the Businessman Special at 105 on Monday. Saturday night, the Sharks are in town, and they're having Sharkaritaville. So you know how they have themes for every time that they play a home game?
I do. Wasn't the last one Halloween in July?
Yeah, Halloween in July. And so they're having Sharkaritaville, asking people to dress up in their best island wear. Of course, they always have Shark Fest prior to kickoff, so come down a little bit early. That'll be a really good time. Also, you and I discussed before the 48-hour film project, which is something that I had participated in 3 years prior. Couldn't this year, but these are people who made movies in 48 hours. And they're short films, of course, but still, what an accomplishment. So the top 5 are going to screen at the Florida Theater on Saturday night, and then they're going to give out awards for Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, Best Editing, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you want to come see the best of the best, Saturday night's the night to do it.
And that's open to the public? Is there an admission fee?
It is $10, which
Okay.
is a really great price because you get to see. The fun part about this, Richard, honestly, is you get to see like backgrounds of places you recognize in the movies, and occasionally you'll go, I know that guy, or it's really fun to see what people that are your neighbors here in Jacksonville are coming up with cinematically.
Well, that's what I love about the Jacksonville Film Festival, because like you said, you'll see a couple films and you get attached to these directors that are small time, hopefully trying to get to Hollywood or get a little bit bigger, and you see parts of Jacksonville and you think, hey, I've been there, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is, and they usually have. I didn't go to the Jacksonville Film Festival meeting this week, but in years past they've had things that were specifically Florida and Jacksonville, sort of like that part of the niche of the film festival.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's coming up in October. I'll look forward to that too.
Excellent. Tracy.com. She joins us every Thursday at 1:35 from Action News. Find her blog on fox30jax.com. It's also, I got the link at Miller on Sports on Facebook, and she's on Fox 30 Friday mornings at 7:45 a.m. and get you ready for the weekend with Are You Ready for the Weekend? And I know we have some music in town this weekend. What's going on? Because I want to get my groove thing on, yeah.
Okay, get your groove thing on. Well, in country music, of course, is really prevalent in Jacksonville, and there are 3 really good concerts, very inexpensive, too, here in Jacksonville. This week we've got Mark Wills, who is a well-known country music artist. He'll be playing at Mavericks on Saturday, and I think tickets are only $10. And then David Allen Coe, who, P.S. and by the way, has been around since before you and I existed,
Okay.
Making music. I mean, he's very, very well-known in the country music industry. He'll be at Mavericks on Sunday. And then Jamie Johnson, who is not only a great singer but a fantastic songwriter who's written many, many songs for famous people. He will be at Whiskey River on Wednesday, and those tickets are $20 in advance.
And Tracy, I've been meaning to ask you the last month or so since you've been back joining us right here on Miller on Sports, but with Whiskey River, I've been a few times, and the way they switch up the place and make it very concert-friendly. How does that work? Do they have sliding doors, or what's going on in there?
That's what my assessment was, that they must have like they must push into the wall or something.
Okay.
Because like you, I walk in there and go, wait a second.
Yeah, wasn't that over here and that was there?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. For people who have never been there, they have like a bar section and sort of a sports bar area, and then they have sort of a dance floor area, and they open it all up at certain times, and then other times they divide it so that if you don't want to come for the concert but you want to come hang out at their bar, you can do either one. And so, yeah, that's funny that you would mention that.
Excellent. Tracy.com joining us every single Thursday at 1:35. Any other events going on this weekend, Tracy?
I would love to promote a fundraiser that I'm heavily involved in. That's next weekend. Can I do that, Richard?
Of course, Tracy. Go right ahead.
Okay, Saturday, July 16th, which is 1 week from tomorrow, we are having something called Freedom Fest, and it is a 14-hour, 2-stage, 22-musician event. There's basically 22 different bands and or acoustic musicians on 2 different stages from noon till 2 o'clock in the morning at Finn McCool's at Jacksonville Beach. Tickets are only $10 if you buy them in advance, and you get 1 free drink with that. So basically you get a full day of entertainment for $5 if you want to, do the budgeting math on that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for a really great cause. It's for a Forsaken Generation Youth Homeless Project. And that is a nonprofit that's bringing awareness to the homeless youth situation that we have here in Jacksonville, as well as the ugly side of child sex trafficking that is also a problem. So it's a great cause. It's going to be a really fun event. I will be there personally from noon to 2 p.m. before I have to go to work at Action News. The lineup of the bands is awesome. There's Something Distant, Charlie Walker, Storyside B, which was a famous Christian band. I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's 22 different acts. So go to freedomfestjax.com to order your tickets and see the lineup.
And that's Saturday, July 16th. Sounds like a lot of fun. Freedom Fest. Tracy.com from Action News. Always a pleasure. Have a great weekend, Tracy.
You too, my friend.
All right, Tracy.com. She joins us every single Thursday at 1:35. You're listening to Miller on Sports right here on Talk Radio 600 WBOB. You're listening to Talk Radio 600 WBOB, Jacksonville's home for NASCAR.
Intercepted FSU. Touchdown FSU.
And Florida State football.